are the Bills going to do this year?
Unfortunately, realistically, I gotta go 6-10 again.
Welcome back to another season review of Buffalo Bills pregame as we head into Week 17 versus the Patriots. And we're going to take a minute and actually review the Patriots game once Justin wakes up. Good morning.
Oh.
So,
Whoa, what happened?
Do the Bills have any chance against the Patriots this weekend?
No, Marshall Brady's just going to kick our ass. Playoffs on the line, you know.
They have a lot to play for. Home field advantage. We've got nothing but pride, which we don't seem to be tall on this season. And we're not giving ourselves much of a chance going in.
Well, no, I mean, I think the Bills are kind of throwing in the towel right now as is. It looks like E.J Manuel's not going to play again, which, if you're wanting a young quarterback to develop, you got to get him in. That all said, Patriots are playing for, well, home field advantage in the 1 seed, and if they lose, they could be the 4 seed.
Now, Thad Lewis is playing for maybe a job, or at least the speculation of taking over a job next season. Mm-hmm. What happens if Thad Lewis goes out and plays an incredible game against the Patriots, miracle of miracles, wins this game, and have won 2 games to end the season, looking good in both?
Well, I do believe he's a restricted free agent, so the Bills still hold the rights on him. So that means that, if anything, you might get a bump in salary, but beyond that, not much.
In terms of fans' view of the quarterback situation, though, do you think Thad Lewis is in a position where if he plays well, he's going to really give some uncertainty in the position going forward?
I hate to say it, but I hope not, because let's face it, we've had way too many quarterback controversies stemming back to Johnson Flutie. So I'd rather not have that again.
Kelly Reich?
Oh, there's never a real one there, but all the Reich fans were freaking crazy.
So, E.J Manuel, what are your impressions? We've seen the better part of his season with him as the starting quarterback. What do you see in him? What are your impressions going forward?
Well, frankly, he looks like a rookie. Most of the season, the last 2 games he played, he looked pretty darn good. That Atlanta game withstanding, what I would state is even in that Atlanta game, 2 of those picks weren't his fault. A lot of it came down to the receiving corps being very drop happy. Probably the best way to put it.
And that's been a storyline throughout the year for the wide receivers and EJ not getting help. And not that he's a super accurate quarterback to begin with. But balls are hitting players in the hands.
Face mask, chest, and dropping down. And that was not just for EJ, that was for Tuel and for Thad Lewis.
Absolutely. Now, E.J Manuel, the one thing that he has shown to me for sure, without a doubt, is that he does not currently play a style of football that will allow him to play a full 16-game season. Is this a pattern that you see going forward, or is this something that he'll be able to correct and maybe be able to play a style of football that will allow him to stay in the game more often?
I actually disagree with that assessment when he really is not the run-first RG3, Vince Young, Mike Vick quarterback.
A run first isn't the only thing, factor.
Well, what I'm getting at is more he is learning to slide, as noticed after his first knee injury. But no, I think that's something that we'll monitor in the future. But I think that his style is not really conducive to him beating the crap out of himself either, though. So I think that in the long run, he won't have as many injuries as he had this year.
So after 3 multiple week injuries, you're saying that it's still inconclusive evidence that he's...
I'm not even sold that this current injury was one that he wouldn't have been able to play through. If the season wasn't lost at this point, I figured they would be playing him anyway. And there's a little bit of knee swelling. You could probably show me 20 players on the field that have swelling in their knee at some point in the season.
And he at 85%, 90% is still that much better than Thad Lewis?
I would have to say marginally.
Because statistically, they're remarkably similar.
Yes, I would say marginally, and that the difference between Thad Lewis and E.J Manuel is Manuel hasn't had that offseason of learning a whole system or even the NFL training regimen for an offseason, where Thad Lewis has been in for a couple of years now. I mean, frankly, he graduated in 2010, so he's been around the league, just not playing.
Yeah, so You're saying that we owe it to E.J Manuel to give him a full offseason as a starting quarterback?
We owe it to him just because, well, one, we picked him with a first-round pick, and two, we have to actually have consistency at the quarterback position, so you got to give the guy a chance.
So you don't draft a quarterback
Oh,
this
hell
year?
no.
Any round? If there's a value of 5th, 6th round?
That's a different story. If you're going to draft another backup, yeah, by all means. But be that as it may, I think we just got to look for consistency. I'd rather just keep the two that we have. If you want to have somebody to challenge Tuel, by all means, go ahead.
So what are the needs, the most pressing needs of going into the offseason?
Left guard, right tackle, a future running back, so 3rd round or later there, just somebody to potentially take over once Freddie starts to fall apart, because that's going to happen.
And we've had good running backs, and there's no need to break that tradition.
But there's no need to invest a first-round pick at this point either.
I think the days of drafting running backs first round are further and further behind us. You get the high-end talent, but after that, I don't think the Bills are in the market.
It really is a crapshoot like a
CJ
quarterback, but
yeah.
It's not worth it either unless you're guaranteeing yourself an Adrian Peterson type. That all said, on defense, you need one more outside linebacker to take over for Bradham and Moats.
The defense was like the highlight of the season.
Oh yeah,
setting records for sacks, making huge progress.
Progress is a key word.
But getting gashed in the run game still. Looking at the personnel, we have big players up front. We have a solid middle linebacker.
Yep.
What do you think is our problem? Is it a schematic issue or is it a personnel issue for our run defense?
As much as Kiko Alonso's gotten praise, he still looks like a rookie at times. He'll miss the gap, and you'll see somebody blow through. But one of the games the Bills did get gashed was the Jacksonville game. They weren't trying to stop Jordan Todman. They were going to let him run wild and stop the quarterback. Chad Henne actually is a better quarterback than people give him credit for. Actually, I'm laughing as I'm saying that. But I think it was more of just a game plan design there.
The defense was a highlight. Were there any other highlights for the Bills season for you?
Dan Carpenter was a heck of a surprise as a free agent pickup right at the beginning of the season. I would state that, and I'd have to say rookie play in general has been pretty strong. So
I've enjoyed seeing Brian Moorman back in the Bills uniform. That might be one of the highlights of my season for me, as sad as that may sound. The low point for me might be that Carolina comeback. Had we not been instilled that really thrill of hope of doing well this season, we might have been able to tank the season away like we really needed to really stockpile the talent that we need. What I've said from years now is that the worst thing this franchise can do is continue this trail of mediocrity. And here we are looking at 6-11 or 7 or 6-5
or 6-9 right now. But it's
6-10,
7-9,
maybe 7-9 season. Exactly where we've been.
Here's where I would disagree with you. The biggest part of that is we were expecting them to play well, and they've played beyond expectation. I was thinking maybe somewhere between 4-12 and 7-9, with the 7-9 being optimistic. They actually have a chance at it, which is surprising to me considering E.J Manuel had been hurt about half the games. That all said, this year it appears that they're just a few pieces away. Where usually it looks like, all right, this guy sucks, he's gone. This guy, he doesn't want to be here. This guy is gone. I think that going into next year, they're going to have a much stronger team. Even if Manuel just does the same level or Thad Lewis does the same level, I think the team as a whole will be better just on the basis that there's got to be a new left guard. There's probably going to be somebody challenging Erik Pears, and there's got to be somebody challenging Bradham and Moats on that outside back.
I feel like I might be able to challenge Pears right now. If that doesn't define the Bills franchise, where we end up with a worse record, likely a worse record than the year before, but fans are still more optimistic than they were last year going forward. Bills are awesome. I love it. This wraps up our time here for Buffalo Bills pregame. We do enjoy being here for all the interactions.
Well, our producer's kind of yelling at us right now with lip syncing here. He's asking for our Super Bowl predictions, and Randy, do you have one in mind?
Absolutely. I think the Seahawks are coming out of the NFC, and they're going to beat the Patriots. I hate saying it. I hate the Patriots, but,
I think I'm going to go with a little more bandwagon. I'm going to have to say the Seahawks as well, but I think Peyton Gump is just on fire this year. he's gonna have those big games in Mile High, and so Seahawks and Broncos. And just a little bit of a South Park fan of me, I'm gonna be in church going, "Let's go Broncos," when they face the Patriots inevitably.
Very good. Well, we'll be back for a draft or some kind of off-season wrap, I'm sure. But until then, Buffalo Bills Pregame Nation, good night.
I don't think E.J Manuel is going to start every game.